robotic lady in sync? Well, it only seems appropriate as it is officially spooky month. Well, my dear spooky friends, it is also Black History Month, and you can use spooks as you want to for those who would get why that would be a joke. Welcome to October's special Crafty Crows edition. Oh my gosh, we're in October, my favourite month. It is time for a big celebration of two absolutely outstanding queens who are holding hands across the Atlantic here as we celebrate multiple things, all of them being just a little contentious, maybe a little sexy. I am your wonderful host, Genevieve Ray. If you've never been here before, let me run down the rules for thee. If you have, you can just sit back and chill out. So, basic housekeeping. Please mute for each poet. None of us love that bit where you can hear the ghost of somebody else shouting at their kid during the time in which you are performing. It's not nice. Please don't do it. Keep yourself muted. You can clap after they've read. I always open up for that because I think it's quite a nice thing to do. This event is being recorded. You heard the recorded lady. So please only share poems that you're happy to class as published, for they will be put on YouTube to a very nice standard, may I say. Open mic poets, please keep to a 3-minute slot. We have an incredible listing today. I'm so grateful for all of you. And we've actually got really favoured poets of mine where I looked through the list and went, hey, it's you, and hey, it's you. Please also quietly message me in the DMs if I completely screw up your name. But frankly, if you keep within the 3-minute slot, we're all going to have fun. And how that 3-minute slot runs with you, less introduction, more poem, always good. Please use the chat to share your bios, your books and events. We are massively here into sharing and caring, and so many times new engagements and relationships have built from that. We want to know what you're up to. Please let us know. And GPS is a voluntary-led society. Please spare a donation if you can. Jason will pop the link into the chat for us. Every time we support each other through doing these donations, more can be done, and we can make sure that the people that are coming to present their excellent work for us are supported. We all know it's a complex world out there. Also, consider joining for a society membership. There's quite a lot of things available to you. So, our quick announcements. So, 2nd of November is a Celtic, oh god, I messed that up, Celtic double headline event with Nicholas McConley and Finn Hall working together. 4th December is Beth Brooks as a headliner. It's gonna be quite a set of nice autumnal events for you. Now, we have a rule here whenever Jen takes the mic, which is she always forgets to do a poem the second time around, so she makes the first poem a little bit longer. This is a completely improvised piece, though I'm hoping the translations won't mess up too much, called I Learnt Vietnamese to Save the World. Cha chi! Cha em! Cha cô! Cha an! Chị Stacy! Quay không? Chị Michi có mệt chưa? Đúng không? And Jason. Quay không? Whenever I tell people I'm learning Vietnamese, their eyebrows hit the ceiling, holding up the very room in which they sit in, because why? To which I ask, chưa? Why not? Joining hands between languages, I have a dedication for all those that sit behind me. I should know how to address you. I should read your work as it is. How dare I stand on high mountain telling you that your colloquialisms, the vocal tones of your auntie, have no value in an academic sphere of people long since dead before my great-grandmother. So I find wordings and trip over myself. My great M, the funniest thing, my excellent teacher, my sensei, if you will, is younger than me by bon years. So I have to call him younger brother when he leads me. And he will come up against me going, only more, What? One time, even funnier, he said to me, un mo café, wham to the lee. To which I responded, I'm drinking the coffee off the floor. That was down to reason with my ADHD. I enjoy watching him blush softly because he doesn't know if he can keep up with my jokes. Every time a language leaves my throat, it is a rejoining. And an instinct immediately, I knew there was something, there was a reason behind the reason. Is that not the poetry that we will find a line to line to line, refine, edit, and suddenly meaning? My teacher teaches another person called Chi Gat. He sometimes mixes up our messages, and I am learning by accident about this woman. Don't worry, nothing spicy, nothing concerning. However, I now am intrigued about this other woman who clearly is also in the UK. I'm very aware my Wi-Fi is going a little bit slow. I apologize for that. I say, let's bring us together. And he will now compare our lessons, because by learning my own mother's language, one thing that will tend to trip up the anglicized is the NG, for we have no need of that without some sort of vowel between. But I am used to that meaning long. So when I had to say gong, which means delicious, he went, I've never seen anyone spell that. And I said, it would be so funny if you were saying it through my mother's language. You'd remove the N and start with the G and it'd be just gone. Oh, the poetry of our histories. When we find and respect it, our Celtic leaders coming in for next session across the Atlantic, two sisters, tell us why Black, beautiful, feminine and non-feminine history, their engagements, their stories, their artistry matters. This is the magic that dies in a season when we try and flatten to black to white and lose all nuance. And the true art is, I will design a costume to be my favorite gangster who truly existed during the Harlem Renaissance, the woman behind the guns, because she's fascinating. But we have a show to start. So count down with me. I'll do it in my language and you do it in yours privately. Mui. Chin. Tam. Vai. Sau. Nam. Bon. Ba. Hi. Mo. Welcome to Crafty Crows. Let's kick it. Our running order, and we are indeed running, is now in chat. So if you want to double check whereabouts you are for our first half, Leslie, and in linking to that immediately, Martin, are you ready? Oop. And also, can you all still hear me? I'm presuming yes.
Muted.
I'm muted. Oh, hello. That is that better? Oop. Let's just check that's working. 1 second.
1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah,
There we go.
got it. Okay. The mic is
Excellent.
yours.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with Angels in Exile. The angels high above see him. Oh, hang on. This is not right. I'm going to just start with awash. Awash, lost in the too much underground. The snakings of that was is being quiet in itself, not loud, not seeking, not wanting attention. You, the spelunker, with your headlamp, seeking in the cavern, the darkness, to find that which glitters in the dark. Even in the dark, your silent incantations of self cajoles the spelunker to look this way, to look that way, the gleam of the rays, the headlight not finding you. You harbor yourself, nourishing you, deep underground in the darkness, fostering yourself, perhaps implanted, allowing the essence of you to drip, drip as stalactite, anchored in rocks above you and clings as your essence, the underground river of yourself, yours the river Styx, the passageways under rock connecting the boat is there. You board to take the night journey, the passage, the glow of release inside radiating out, casting shadows on the wall, the sheer faces of time compressed in rock. And on the night river, you recover yourself. You recover yourself each night on the night river, each night, all nights, when you dream of the freedom that is yours, you, your freedom, given you at your birth by those, you know them, some winged, some horned, some not. You shout your freedom aloud in the interior to echo through the caverns of thought, our lives, here on the night river, joined in flow, and you are your own, as you are us. You are our own, as us, on the night river, and we, you, me, us, are free. Shout, 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 the all-repeating echo in the dark, for you are free. So, all right, let me just see if I can get this one back up and running. You know, I think because Martin Scott, his poem in Spanish, and I'm going to translate in English, it might go over. I think I'm just going to pass to him, if that's all right. Are you ready?
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Okay, el nombre de mi poema se llama ¿En qué piensas hoy? ¿Qué estás haciendo hoy? Me pregunta mi pensamiento a la conciencia. Pida yo mismo. ¿Quién soy? ¿A dónde voy? ¿Qué quiero? Pienso. ¿Y cuál es mi meta? Yo digo, hay vida cuando más hay vida, cuanto más te debo, aunque te tenga prestada. Pero sigo pensando en tu pregunta, conciencia, ¿qué estás haciendo hoy de mí? No puedes estacionarme en los problemas cotidianos, sociales, económicos, de salud, pensamientos pasionales, sueños, fantasías. Créemelo, es enfermizo vivir de la mano a mano con la depresión y pensar que todo está mal, que todos tienen solo cielo gris. Está bien, tranquilo. Quizás ya descubriste que la luna no es de queso, que la vida es real y complicada, cruel, que no perdona nada. ¿En qué alucinas hoy? Levanta la vista, no para soñar en ser un superhéroe como Superman, más bien para ver, trabajar, luchar, sufrir y ganar y triunfar. ¿En qué estás pensando hoy? Llorar y reír y no fantasear. Que la vida no es de chocolate dulce, es que estás pensando hoy. Espérate, amigo, que no es un regaño. ¿Quién sería yo para hacerlo? Solo me parece que estás en las nubes. ¿En qué piensas? Créeme cuando te digo que no todo tiene solución. Y no soy, perdón, ni doy misa. Tampoco soy psicólogo o terapeuta. ¿Cómo anda que se parezca? O nada que se le parezca. Solo estoy pensando en la inmortalidad del cangrejo, en la vida y en el amor. Y en mi mente me sigue acosando, preguntándome, ¿hay algo más para frustrarte, para amargar tu vida? Dime, ¿en qué estás pensando hoy? Bueno, yo te contesto, ya basta, no me tortures más. Desde este momento, solo cosas buenas, positivas y de alegría. Nada de tristezas, nada de conflictos, tampoco sentimientos tóxicos. Trataré de pensar tan solo en la paz y en la armonía, en el amor. Mas la verdad está en la realidad y no en la fantasía. La vida no es fácil ni sencilla. El mundo está al derecho y al revés. Y no tengo la culpa. Así que solo me queda una sola cosa, vivir feliz. Y me pregunto a mí mismo, ¿en qué estás pensando hoy?
Okay, that's him in Spanish. I'll be um, speaking in English, reading in English. What are you thinking about today is the title. What are you doing today? I ask myself, my thoughts or conscience, life, myself. Who am I? Where am I going? What do I want? I think, and what is my goal? I say, there is life, and the more I owe you, even though I have you on loan. But I keep thinking about your question, conscience. What are you doing with me today? You can't pack me in problems, social conflicts, economics, health, passionate thoughts, dreams, and fantasies. Believe me, it is sick to live hand in hand with depression and think that everything is bad, that everyone only has gray skies. It's okay. Calm down. Maybe you already discovered that the moon is not made of cheese, that life is real and complicated and cruel, that it doesn't forgive anything. What are you hallucinating about today? Look up, not to dream of being a superhero like Superman, but rather to see, to work, fight, suffer, win, and triumph, cry and laugh and not fantasize, that life is not sweet chocolate. What are you thinking about today? Wait, friend, it is not a scolding. Who would I be to do that? Only that it seems that you are in the clouds. What are you thinking about? Believe me when I tell you that everything has a solution, and I am not a priest, nor do I give mass, nor am I a psychologist, therapist, or anything like that. I'm only thinking about the immortality of the crab, about life and love. My mind keeps harassing me, asking me, is there something else to frustrate you, to make your life bitter? Tell me, what are you thinking about today? Well, I will answer. Enough. Do not torture me anymore. From this moment, only good, positive, and joyful things, no sadness, no conflicts, no toxic thoughts. I will try to think only of peace and harmony and love. But the truth is, in reality, and not in fantasy, life is not easy nor simple. The world is right side up and upside down, and it is not my fault. So I only have one thing left, to live happily. And I ask myself, what are you thinking about today? So that's us. Thank you.
Absolutely lovely from both of you. And actually, regardless of how much somebody speaks Spanish, they blend rather well together as two pieces as it happens. So beautiful synchronicity there. Rolling on to next upon mic. Kate, are you ready? Oop. Agreed, Ashley. That's absolutely lovely. Oh, it's just checking. Let me make sure everyone can hear. Sorry, is that a little bit better for hearing? Kate, are you ready? Oh, you getting ready? Yes, you are. Okay, mic is all yours.
Oh, thank you so much. I didn't know I was listed. I'm so excited. I show you something that's wonderful to me. And this is a photograph of a mother and her daughter and her baby on her lap and her son. Nature's bounty, earth and landscape. My circle of children occupies my love. Tree canopy echoes their laughter. Under sky brilliance, shifting hues of blue, nature's bounty sails sounds of birds and breeze, tuning their inner soul to the gentle dove, abundant flower, colors, goldfinch delight. This is our place of ease. My circle of children, each a chapter of me, solely a book unto themselves. My daughter serves sweets. My son slithers under my skirt for attention. By surprise, my baby is content and secure on my thighs. My teapot and sipping to balance my head, my goal to never succumb to defeat. Beyond ocean fulfillment, staring away from my landlocked bounty to ocean's depth, where my darkest secrets are cast. Octopus listens in my beyond. 8 arms serve the myriad of my chores. One lost, another will grow. Dissolved of my sorrows to the alone below. A clean slate for tomorrow, outdoors. My circle of children occupies my love. Thank you.
Beautiful, Kate. A tapestry picture, inclusive or not, is very clear. Thank you very much, and also welcome. Rolling on by Ashley Edge.
Can you skip me? My cat's poorly. Can you come to
Oh,
me?
yeah, absolutely. We can move you down down.
No.
Julie, would you be ready, or do you need a second?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Go for it, Julie. And also,
Yeah,
lovely to
come
see
on,
you.
yeah, that's it.
Yay! Hey, I'll do.
Okay, I'm gonna share the poem. I got 2. This one is When I Can't Sleep. Swamp. Nights are packed full of mud, packed with disease that won't shift or ease the pain of moving under a swamp duvet. I heave through dirt, letting my eyes sink with a mossy load. Legs pick heavy fights, and a spine that's soaked twists a gift to the night trolls. Broken nerves sliced by dark matter. Dreams lie on wetland, bulging with decay, and are slit open before they end. You can watch them drown. And this one came one of my first appointments at the hospital. Nerves. I didn't want to meet death, not just yet, but I thought it stood there next to me, Hospital scaffolding was alive with the wind. Metal poles rocked like hostages tied. I clutched my head as I edged to the right, away from one pole I thought might swing, drop, lay me out cold. This visit could count weeks and not hours, and that's if my clock didn't stop. With no time to think, I quick-stepped under metal and ambled down the corridor stream. Aimed balls gleamed like a surgeon's knife and lit my fear. I found a place in which to dwell on electric currents racing down an arm, fingers gnarled, twisting with shock. A scalpel to cut it out. Masks, blood, hellish cries. I think I'm imagining too much. Tell me, what does a broken nerve look like? As the door opened, I could almost hear the swish of an axe. Thank you.
Oh, I love the energy. Thank you, Julie. Also, would you mind doing us all a favour and hold your book up screen?
Yeah.
Go for it. Whee!
Journey Through the Fire, it's called. Thank you,
Congratulations,
Genevieve.
Oh, pleasure. Well, I was going to say it's been a while because we saw each other very briefly.
I know.
So please line. I haven't had a chance to catch up. It's lovely to see you, may I say. It's always lovely jumping back and forth between live events and non-live events, and we're like, hey,
Yeah.
And Generalissimo Brian Falco, mate, could you have timed it better for a rifle? You're literally next to you. Want a second to just gonna get yourself prepped.
Can you skip over me so I can pull some stuff up, please?
Absolutely, yeah.
I
You're
can be
slot
free
switch.
now if you want me back on, and then
Yeah. Let's do the thing. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm saying about being jazz. We just move it, we change it, move it.
ad lib. Let's do this.
Let's go. Impro. Ashley, the stage is yours, and I'm going to hold up a particular book while we're doing that as well.
Thanks, man. Oh, look at that.
Hey, yes.
Yeah, Kate's not here. She's just landed back in the UK though, so yes, buy Kate's book. Kate Jenkinson's amazing. I've got 2 poems for you. Let's see. Both have content warnings. Let's go with this one first. Content warning for paedophilia. I don't know if it's directly mentioned, but that's what's implied in it. So just as a heads up with that one for you folks, look after yourselves. That's the priority. Awake. Most idyllic made me see it. In the backseat of his car, on the mattress in his van, up a tree in the park, over a bench in the dark. It's hard to see the obvious when the thrill is overpowering. Most idyllic made me see it. In a glade with bird songs, sun-kissed grass, emerald green with dew, squirrels in a nearby tree chittering at a nut, chaffinches taking flight at the rustle of my shirt as he tears it open with a smile. Most idyllic made me see it. Sun beating down, catches on his bald patch, a marker that's a start. Clouds parting ways, hazy blue fills my vision as he pushes me back, whispers that I'm special, more than all the others. So I stop. That's my first one. Next one, content warning for drug use, drug abuse, and near death. Nearly. When you're a child, you look up to everyone. Your neck at a tilt as you take what the adults say as writ, even if it hurts in places it shouldn't. At 14, you're not stupid or ignorant. You know the horror stories of lungs freezing, a death-stealing breath for the sake of an instant high. You do it anyway when you don't care, when any solution is better than no solution. That day, fury roiled and broiled. It seared from my gut to my throat. I watched myself from the sidelines, my voice silenced by red rage as I scoured his garage looking for something, anything that would give me more than just an instant high. The tang of petroleum jelly, oil, petrol, leather of his precious Jaguar. My nose twitched with an itch. The taste of metallic salivation was to be my salvation. A canister of terps, its lid easiest of all to unscrew. No dirty rag to block the toxins, mouth to mouth. In, I breathed in. I breathed in. I almost breathed. Even if your eyelids are closed, you can still feel your pupils when they roll to the back of your head. Tips of my toes, tips of my fingers, tips of my nose, lips, tongue, numb, dead. Cold concrete, so solid, spine crunching, I collapsed into death's teasing embrace. Thank you.
Immediately after cat parenting, just go straight.
I'm going to go back to the cat parenting now.
Go take care of the cat.
I think it's actually bad. So yeah, I'm here on but listening. So.
Not a problem at all. Go take care of the cat. See you in a bit, boss. Okay. Wow. Brian, if you are now ready, the mic is yours to reclaim. Please.
I'm going to be ready to hear some Stacy Dyson later because that's really yeah. Hold on. I've got two pieces for you. The first is called Undertow. Toes underwater, then ankles, then knees, then hips, then belly, ribs, chest, dunk, head and hair, lower shoulders fully submerged, head and shoulders rise into atmosphere. Face feels alive. Eyes witness horizon, inhale salt air, smile. About phase, left foot forward, right foot forward, left foot, right foot, left foot, approaching shore. Undertow, toes me under. Lips pursed inward to preserve breath. Salt water in eyes shut tight. This ocean and abyss, pulled farther out to sea, body tumbling with current. Human arms cradle from behind and under. Hands grab shoulders, head above water, body pulled to shore. Dragged across wet sand, laying on dry land. Nose breathes in atmosphere. Mouth wheezes and gasps. Eyes open, burning from salty water. At least a dozen sets of feet and ankles surround me. I hear his voice above his legs. Are you okay? A small hand grabs his hand. A small voice asks, Daddy, are you a hero? And then this next piece is called Why I Have a Restraining Order Protecting Me from Cottage Cheese. Every morning I brush my teeth. Some mornings I shave. These activities take place while standing on the edge of a cliff, aka in front of the bathroom mirror, where the baggage under my eyes decides to empty out 2 years shy of 6 decades of dirty laundry, which I honestly thought was either in a storage locker or donated to Goodwill. Of course, Goodwill throws away over half the clothing people leave on their doorstep as if it's baskets of puppies with rabies. I guess I tend to remember my least favorite historical dramas whilst removing follicles that resemble steel wool from my face. I haven't shaved with a blade since I was 17 because my beard grows in too many directions for me to remember how to find my way out of a maze of indecisiveness that causes recurring nicks and cuts and razor burn on the surface of my ability to make decisions. But my bathroom mirror isn't as dangerous as the mirror that exists when I lie on my back staring at the cottage cheese on my bedroom ceiling, because the exact moment the space between my jawline and shoulder cradles my memory foam pillow as I lie on my side and my left cheek sinks into a pillowcase made of something synthetic that feels cool enough against my face so I can sleep easy, my heart begins to beat like an orchestral timpani drum, permeating the mattress, invading my auditory canals, and I lose the cradle and roll on my back and stare at the cottage cheese in the dark because there are flecks of glitter on the ceiling that were installed by the former owner of my house. Thank you.
Okay, I generally loved that. That was amazing. That was really, really cool. You might have to send me a link to that, Brian. Honestly, I was like, the fists are in the air. This is great. Hey, all of you. Thank you for coming in with like the best energy. I'm loving everything today. We smoothed in with Leslie and Martin, and it's getting firier and firier. Which, bear in mind, we move into a fire singer very shortly. Right energy. On that point, leading on to one of my favorites, Michael. The
Oh,
mic
thank
is yours.
Oh, that's so sweet. I think along with everybody else, just absolutely looking forward to these features. Know they're going to be absolutely great, but great to be here with everybody. I thought I would start with a piece. Some of y'all have heard me mention lighthousewriters.org before, Lighthouse Writers Center. And I'm lucky enough to be taking a great class right now with Susie Q. Smith, wonderful poet. And we're going through forms, and we did golden shovels. And so I wrote this golden shovel this last week, and I call it Frownlandia. It's taken from a line by Don Van Vliet, better known as Captain Beefheart. And the line is, "Let the devils burn and the beggar learn." And so here's the poem. There are all too many rooms to let in this burned out quarter, where the best have rushed home to wash while we play all night with the devils. The wet ash upon our skin cakes but does not burn. Over and above, we make sure marks on concrete and into the putrid sunken wasteland, where the battered, bruised, but unperturbed beggar lays out trinkets for us to pick from and learn. And I may be off base, but I am under the impression that today is National Poetry Day over there.
I think you might be right, actually. Surprisingly, for the first time on Facebook, I haven't seen it updated with anyone's mentioning it, but I think you might be right.
I think
Yeah.
it's on Thursday, but I wouldn't swear to that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be here on Thursdays, so I'm going to do it today. So many October things I could do, but I'm going with this one. I call it polishing. I've been polishing my poetry, but the dirty rewrite rag drips grease, syntax sandpaper grit worn smooth, glimmer flakes get caught in grooves, cutting fingers on rhyming ridges. Fragile sentence structures shatter, unable to handle constant pressure to find replacement cleaner or fresher words smeared or swept away by cloth. Advance a sloth's uninspired speed. Lines stop short of symmetry, endlessly polishing poetry. Okay, thank you all very much. Have a wonderful month. See, hopefully a lot of y'all soon. And really looking forward to the features.
I ask if one thing, Michael, would you mind putting a link for everyone about the group itself? Because I'm sure many would like to find out more about it. So if you've got like a link, or if you can send me one, I'll pop it up for you.
What group?
Oh, so you mentioned the great honor you've had in being part of the group up top, and I was like, oh, if you've got a link, because we could share it.
What?
I will backtrack and get the info, don't you worry. I will gently, though we're a little bit ahead of time actually, so I can take things a bit
I
slower.
have no idea what.
It's all right, Michael. It's cool. I'll watch the recording back and get the link for detail from there. It's just something you mentioned about something you're very proud of, and I was like, oh, I've held on to the name. Thanks, Becky, for confirming that it is indeed Poetry Day tomorrow in this great nation that we share. It's Poetry Day every day. Zach, I know I gave you the heads up. Are you ready for the mic?
Yeah, I think I can read something.
Hey, we're liking this.
Hello. All right. Oh, sometimes I don't want to read. Like, didn't know where to start. Woke up 5 a.m., still dark. Couldn't find TV remote. Always stay awake. Daycare, drop off, work today. Maybe breakfast. Leftover cold spaghetti, eating at counter. Empty bottle of motion. Quietly placed trash can. Check cabinet. Has to be another. Just 1, 2, 3 drinks is too many, right? Daughters be awake soon. I play a game, bet which footsteps are whose. Sometimes I miss them at night. Just want to see them. Hug, talk, dance, kitchen. It's always waffles or pancakes when asked what they want for breakfast. Sorry, Alan Otter. Daddy has to go. We need money, insurance, roof, gas. Help Daddy get to work. Please, please, little girls, you can buy a new video game as soon as we get home. Home, where we live, middle of the street. Always tell girls, wave at nice people you meet. Judy, neighbor on one side, son died of fentanyl overdose. No one called ambulance. So-called friends watched him die alone. She is sweet. Brings girls treats, presents, stuffed bear. Little Al, well, she has a boyfriend across the street. Cute Micah, only 4. I'll keep an eye on you. Last I heard, Dad was on Grindr. Wife didn't know. Breakfast, we have oatmeal, blueberries. Always ask for orange juice because orange juice is only for mornings. Someone finished in the night. Mixed vodka, glass, ice. Transparent. Like how I lied. Told neighbor's wife we should have play date. Could be fun. Really? I want to see her again. Long black hair. Need a feminine touch. I'm sorry. We'll have more OJ tomorrow morning. Make a mental note. When I stop to get vodka, don't forget orange juice and baby wipes. Okay, girls. Hey, little girls. Let's go. Car, late, please. It's time to leave. Start 30 minutes early because both girls' transitions are heavy on emotion. Hope they don't. Empty bottle emotion. In the car. We want Disney songs. Waiting on a miracle. Not this one, Dad. Damn, they know it's my favorite. Let it go. Funny how some distance makes everything seem small. Pull up. 1 more minute, Dad. Walk in. Oh no, forgot the cash. And Margie, she wants to talk. The city, place we live. Not enough water, shortage, politics, gossip. Truly could care less. Promise I will bring money for a week, but late to work. Thankfully, remember vodka and OJ. At least tomorrow, I won't let my girls have bad day. Wake up early. Pancakes and waffles, whipped cream, orange juice and milk, whatever they want. Give them everything. Because once you find out about calories, chocolate chip pancakes don't taste as good.
Awesome, Zach. Also, very lovely to meet you. The metaphors are making me quite hungry, I must admit, but nice. Well, it does feel about that time. Spotlight, starlight, firelight. You've all been waiting for this. And it's my great joy to mess up her bio. Kidding. It's my great joy to introduce one of my dearest friends, my sister across waters, one of the most awesome people I know. Stacy Ardis Dyson. Let me read your bio. Stacy Ardis Dyson is a poet, acapella vocalist, and playwright specializing in the life and times of the Black woman. Someone has to sing for my sisters, their lives, loves, philosophy. I'm lucky enough to be the one to make those voices heard. And how? She's done program design, residencies, workshops, and live performances all over the United States and dozens of shows virtually. Author of 7 poetry collections, plus 5 CDs of poetry, spoken word. She is a former Poet Laureate for Imagination Celebration in Colorado Springs, a nominee for Poet Laureate for the states of Colorado, founder and lead poet of DragonsWing, Colorado Springs, co-founder and lead poet for Page to Stage, Women's Words, San Diego, a Colorado Women's Playwriting Festival winner for her play Fannie's Girls, A4111, in Spatial Attitude, and a TED Talk X speaker. Her poetry collections, Lovely and Suffering, and Follow Me on This, focus on her life as a Black woman during the pandemic and her 10 years living in San Diego. Currently, she's writing a new collection, Because the Sun Would Not Move. And I will say, from what I know of it, it's sensational. Preparing to launch a women's writing performance workshop series called Fire Scribe, and building her international women's poetry network, to which I am very proud to be a member. Dearest Tesoro. One fire singer at a time. My dear friends, my esteemed guests, Stacy Ardis Dyson. Woo! Take it.
Well, thank you all so much. I do appreciate it. I don't bother with titles ever. So we're just going to leap in. I need for y'all to open up your hearts, open up your ears, and hang on, because we're going to be moving fast. Do not let the aliens come disguised as Black women. Because if TV is all they've studied, then they be dragging fake hair, fake nails, and loud yes, queens interruptions in normal or polite conversations, or just be loud and ignorant for no reason. If we need to be that way, we always have a reason. They will say they've studied history and x-rays, so they know what we are composed of, but you can't x-ray pain or burden. There is not enough history to tell the truth of how we're daily betrayed by a country we help build, still maintain, and are tasked with saving. X-rays can't depth parts or image hearts and minds that exist quietly, constantly, simultaneously, on ice and in fire on the regular. Don't let them come in as Black women. They won't know where the finger snaps go right, where the laughing and heartache go right, where the laughs fit right, where the burden of learning to be, to know, to take care of go right. Let them come back as something innocuous or innocent. We are neither of those. Let them come back non-threat and unprepared. We are neither of those. Let them come ready to marvel and want to be and fear not just a little. The only folks on the planet, the only folks on the planet who truly understand what surviving on this planet really means. I want you to sing me. Let the soft, sweet, and sexy notes lie mellow on your tongue, rolling the love around throat back to make sure it's right. Croon me hot, wet, princess, woman, child, confused or clear, pure as nightingale offering. I want you to sing me. Jazzy, grand opera pretty, soul train, ditty bop timed, and perfectly enunciated with a hint, just a hint of Mahalia in tone. Forget this one, no miss. I'm no more solo effort than the Messiah or so fine. Run my life and you and dreams all crazy up and down the scales. I want you to sing me. Loud and strong and peaceful, or quiet and crying and insecure. Letting the notes contradict themselves into that doo-wah on the street corner harmony y'all Black men so famous for. I want you to sing me. And don't be getting off key either. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home. A long way from home. Mi padre named me Rosa. He said it was so I would always be reminded of pretty things, flowers and light and love that is very hard to do in this border camp, where everything is despair and lost hope, harsh light and broken families. Yo no soy una flor, yo soy una niña. If I were a flower, I could ride in the band of my father's hat, the only one he ever owned. The brim was cracked with ragged edge, but the headband was strong, tempered with sun and sweat from the labors that made the money to bring us across. I wonder if he still has the hat, or if somebody took it away from him, threw it away. The way they took his daughter and threw her away. When I was young, I remember my mommy bending in to kiss my papi, welcome home. I stood between, one hand wrapped around my mother's knee, one around my father's, a rose growing strong and vibrant in the fragrance of their love for each other. I cannot feel that sun now. Just the lights that shine constantly overhead. If I was a flower, I would be in his pocket, fragrant and close to his heartbeat, close to where he kept the money to make the coyotes not look at me and say evil things, lick their lips and say evil things. I don't have much English, but I know what they said was wrong. Made my father hold my hand tighter than he ever did when we walked at home. Pulled me closer, shielding me when they passed by to count how many souls they planned to release to the desert or deserted alleyways or dark, cold stretches of strange highways, not look at me like the guard here looks at me, that guard. He looks at me the way I remember the bad, drunken men looking at the bodies of women in the street, the soldiers looking at the bodies of women on the street. He looks at me that way. The older women, they tell me, stay away from him. Pull me into chores or conversation when he is near, try and hide me away from his glances. But when he sees me in the halls or my room or on the playing field, he watches me. He looks at me like the soldiers, like the drunks and bad men watch the bodies of women in the street. Once he ran his hand over my hair and smiled and said, "Que linda chica, you're a pretty thing, ain't you?" The older women surrounded me, pulled me away, but they cannot always be close. And I am afraid because sometimes he comes for the older girls. And they come back very quiet and very sad. And I can feel their fear. Sometimes they cry out when they sleep. They run and pull me away too, lie down by my bed. They do not sleep then. Their eyes are open to watch for me, to protect me, but they cannot stay awake forever. And I am afraid. Papi, he used to take me to count the stars, watch the cool earth with the moon singing to me so that I would learn not to be afraid of the night. I am always afraid now. Roses stand strong against the wind. Call the rain, sister, breathe free air, yo no soy on the floor, I am a little girl. Mi madre es muerta. Mi padre is out in the world without me. One day, una mariposa landed on the windows. A rose can talk to a butterfly, right? I asked her to please find my father so he can take me to where I can find rest, breathe free air, feel the night sing gentle with the moon. Sometimes I do not think I have another season. I may never see me papi again. The butterfly may never deliver my message. Why should she? Butterflies only talk to flowers, and I am not a flower. I am just a little girl. Yo no flor, soy una flor. I am not a flower. Yo soy una niña. I am just a little girl. I am just a little girl. The tears don't help you work. They blur the screen, leave you trying to scrub wet salt and horror off your hands. Recreate, reinvent the memory of every other pain you've tried to write away. Your voice gets hoarse. Your instrument becomes your torment because you can't cry. It strangles the syllables. You can't breathe shallow. You need the air in your passages to tell the truth. And anyway, what good does it do? Your sisters still get shot for going about their lives for no good reason. Going about their lives. I am tired of writing poems warning Black women who are just minding their own damned business. You read the reports and your eyes begin to burn, and there is no use in crying. Crying doesn't stop bullets. Crying doesn't stop insanity. Crying doesn't stop the threat of being murdered for playing games with children, smoking a cigarette, boiling water, sleeping. But you have to know. You have to read the reports and watch the videos and suffer. You have to feel the weight of 1,000 years is never going to be off your shoulders because their names need to be said at least once in celebration of their lives, just once in celebration of their lives, not as martyr or icon or the reason for a revolution, just spoken as person, as people. Just trying to make a way through, women trying to make a way through, live as person without the threat of becoming the focus of a movement. Let your eyes burn. And you rebuke yourself, run to your pen and try to make it right the only way you know how. Try to make it right the only way left to you. Try to not tremble while you write the piece, sing the piece. Your eyes are burning, but you can't cry. Don't cry. Not where anyone can see you. Remind yourself, this has happened before. You know the drill. Why are you surprised? Remind yourself, this has happened before. You can't. You can't give up. You can't give up the right to be surprised and hurt and desperate. So hurt. So exhausted. So desperate. Because someone has to sing all their songs. Someone has to mix the pain, anger, salt, sweat, streaming, utter betrayal produced by this country into ink that breathes firestorms. Because the tears alone, the tears don't help you do the work. So, airport coming out of Tennessee, sharp banging noises, somebody yelled, gunfire, and the place shut down. Flights canceled, runway closed, TSA lines stretched all the way to the back of the building, and the only people on the floor, Black and brown women. Soothing, explaining, the only people on the floor, Black and brown women, making sure that everyone is taken care of and okay. Taking care, solving problems. My show got Zoom bombed in August. Filthy racist screaming, filthy racist pornographic images, so I killed the camera, apologized to the guest, put up a closed session, and did the show. Another day soothing and explaining, another day taking care, solving problems, another day being a strong Black woman. I had nightmares all week. Sick stomach, headaches, and nobody knew, except for the one sister I had to call because I had work to do and couldn't fall apart. I had work to do and needed to protect my people. I had work to do. And strong Black women take care, soothe, protect, solve problems, right? Kamala Harris took over the nomination. People started breathing again, got hope again, felt like maybe we weren't going to die through errant Trumpidity. Gets called bitch, she smiles. Gets called half-breed, she walks light and hopeful. Gets the entire weight of the free world dumped at her feet and is required to smile and laugh and be strong and protect and care, solve problems, be a strong Black woman doing what strong Black women do and looking good while we do it. Another sister on the floor holding hearts together because that's the job, right? That's what we were born and bred to do, right? Stay calm, keep it together, teach, soothe, hold up, hold out, hold it in till you can get somewhere private. And even then, don't take too long because somebody needs feeding or holding or help, knowing that to be true, knowing that there is nothing to be gained in telling you that blinding, painful truth. Come closer. Let me ask you something. When do I get to lose my shit? Our mothers bade us stand straight so that we did not dirty our wings in the dust. Our fathers bade us stand up so that our crowns did not roll into the gutter. But the world bled us, beat us, stole our children, made us responsible for holding up the damn sky all the damned time, then said, oh, by the way, we need just a little bit more, sister. You got just a little bit more in you, don't you, sister? The least protected and most abused, the lowest paid bulk of the workforce, the ones who create the movements, then get buried in the dust of the rush to correctly frame the story. The world envies and imitates, craves our lips, our hips, the way we style our hair, our joy, our dancing, but when they are looking for ways to deny, to denigrate, they come for us. How we fix our hair, Simone Biles. How we sing our laugh, Kamala Harris. How we fix our mouths to say whatever we say, me. And every other sister who keeps telling the truth. And then we are loud and extra and manly and wrong until the world comes running to us again to make it right. I would like for just one day to be valued. I would like for just one day to have my contributions recognized past what I do for other people. I would like just for one damned day to not hear the word resilient used to describe me. That's not a description. It's a dismissal and a death warrant all rolled into one. I would like for my sisters to stop believing and being told that our worth depends on what we do and who we are for other people. I want Black men to stop using us as an icon or an excuse. I want white women to stop using us as a crutch or repository or a vessel to constantly drink from but never replenish. I want white men to stop thinking of us as exotic trophies or revenge on your ancestors or an aggravating source of children that crowd your welfare rolls, ruin your schools, and raise your property taxes. And that day is going to come, believe me. But not right. Not next year, not in the next 20 years, because there's too much at stake. And the world hasn't learned to hold itself together yet. We can't jump ship because, believe me, we'll get everybody else on the lifeboats and get left to drown. Because that's the job, right? Soothe, comfort, and protect everybody else first. I want to stand on this mic and howl. I want to stand on this mic and cuss and scream. Shake the whole earth with stories about where my heart and all the bodies are buried. But I can't, because I have little sisters coming up under me whose way will be blocked and buried if I tell all the truth at this moment in time. So, all right. All right, not tonight, or tomorrow, or I don't know when. I need to ask. America, Africa, every island, every continent, anywhere, there is a sister holding it down, holding on, crying in the dark, or having to hold herself so tight that her heart doesn't have room to break. My frustration, my life needs a calm, a clear, not defined by what other people need from me, demand from me. Seriously. I am a Black woman trying to live through the burn of reality in this world, and I gotta know, when do I get to lose my shit? You all have been incredibly sweet. Thank you, Jen and Jason, for getting me here. Next time we do this, it's going to be in person. I have one last poem for you. This is the poem that has ended just about every show that I have done in the last 40 years. So hang on, hang in. The usual question is, why? What made you be a poet? I've heard about how death turned some people, jail time, bad fortune. I can't claim any of that. I am a poet because even at 5, you know when the Lord is talking to you. I am a poet because God laid his hand on me and said, here am I, now speak. So if you hear something in this poem you know and believe, say amen. If you hear something you don't know but want to believe, sing wow. If you don't know and can't believe, then tip your waiter and prove you tried to keep Trump the hell out of office, so you will have done something useful with your sorry self. I am a poet because love laid its light on my parents' marriage. They held each other's hearts like jewels, polished with 5 girls, money problems, fights, and good times, so that when my mother said no to the chemo, no to the surgery, no to the cancer, she died smiling in my father's arms. I am a poet because every 7 seconds a woman is raped, because every 2 minutes a child is molested, because every half hour somebody dies alone. And every hour on the hour, government commits genocide while big business pats itself on the back. Because I applaud innovation, but tradition is the fire at which my soul warms itself. I am a poet because my nephew smiles hang the stars. I have friends, Jen, and sisters whose personal job it is in life to mess with me all the time. Because my baby misses me so bad when I'm away and loves me back home so sweet. I am a poet because using the language properly is like good sex. If you can't stroke it, kiss it, taste it, and then lay it down till it screams with every intended passion, keep your damn mouth shut. I am a poet because of Aretha Franklin, Langston Hughes, Mahalia Maya, and Dylan Thomas, Mary Evans, Sonia Sanchez, Gato Barbieri, Nora Jones, Duke Ellington, Nikki Giovanni, and Shaka Khan. Because of Alexander Dumas' Père et Fils, Raymond Chandler, Tina Marie, and Johann Sebastian Bach. I am a poet because when Smokey sang, "Let me be the clock for the time of your life," every woman in the world said, "Tick tock, baby." I am a poet because when I was wrong, my parents did not medicate, therapy, or offer alternative behaviors. They smacked my hand, whipped my butt, and made me hold my head up to say, "I'm sorry." I am a poet because I am a Black woman in a white world whose prayers to the ancestors bring down fire from the sky that I kiss into the diamonds I want to hang in your ears. I am a poet because the words retard, fag, slut, nigga bitch are still accepted and recognized parts of conversation. I am a poet because Sacagawea got jacked up on the gold dollar. Cleopatra was a sister. And because rejecting European standards of beauty, I roll out every morning so damn fine that I am illegal in all 50 states and most of the US territories. I am a poet because I know God, because I know He laid His hand on me and said, "Here am I. Now speak."
Before you humans lift out those mics, I'm going to ask you to do something for our Queen Fire Singer. Burn down the chat, please. Find the fire emojis and go freaking wild so she knows that her fire singing hits every element of the planet. Tesoro, tesoro, tesoro. And then open up your mics. Go wild, people. Come on now. This is my sister.
Thank you,
Yeah.
woman. Yeah. Thank you,
Wow.
woman.
Fire,
Woo.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love.
yeah,
Woo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good as it gets, folks. Good
I'm
as
in
Yes.
your
it gets.
band. Yes. Woo.
Yes. Whoa.
That's what I want to see.
This is what we
Because
wondered
the
why
fire.
it was worth getting out of bed today.
Hey!
Yeah.
This is correct. We're saying we're causing a fire hazard right up here.
Woo. Hearts open.
Woo!
Woo.
And get that every day. Your October's never going to be quite the same. Thank
Try to
you.
calm down.
Nah, never. She knows me. She knows me way too. We speak about 3 times a week. She knows. Thank you. Thank you, dearest sister. Does anyone want to throw in a line before we go on a little break about how that felt to absorb?
Wow.
Correct term. Just awe.
I think I might be floating and someone needs to come and pull me down.
Amazing.
We'll grab.
Oh yeah, it's like Mayor Angelou on steroids.
I'm sure she did at one point. But truly, as always, a sensation. And I'm sure after that, she needs to wet the whistle, but also all of you, if you want to grab a quick, I would say no more, because we're now starting to catch back where we were. No more than, should I say 8 minutes at most, Jason? I know we need to dash on. 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. Quickly grab a brew, pop to toilet, dash yourself off camera, get ready because Michi's coming next.
Well, I'm going to just say, I think we all needed that. I sure needed that. Thank you, Stacy. My goodness. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
It was everything.
It was great. Thank you.
Go and take your break, everybody. 5 minutes, so speed at it. Michi, prepare yourself. I've got my piece ready, and then we'll kick it off again.
Thank you.
Nice, Mish. Well, and well added. Before we'll formally do stuff, so I'm glad you're making sure it works. I will do a proper bio introduction, and I have a quick piece that I'll share, and then we'll get flying again. But it looks like everything's working, and this is exactly what I was hoping to see. So see you very, very, very Okay. We're almost back. We're waiting for just a couple more people to come back. Do indeed make yourself comfortable. Ensure you know where your exits are. Don't use them. Yep, heads. As you can see, Mish has already shared a little preview of what she's got coming. I will do the quick housekeeping again. I think most people who've come today already know the rules and regs, but let me make sure I'm doing my part of my job. So, Jason, should I start at least so we can keep ourselves moving? I think we're good.
Absolutely.
Great. And recording is still going, so we're good. Okay, so just a quickie on housekeeping and a reminder about what's coming up. So, a moment, a second. So, housekeeping has been kept perfectly today, so I'm teaching Granny how to suck eggs here, but here we go. So housekeeping, please mute for each poet. You can clap after they've read. You've all been very kind and great in the comments here. It just makes everything flow a bit better, so thank you so much. The event is being recorded, as you would have heard before, so please only share poems that you are happy to class as being published, and today we have got the spicy out, so I'm so proud that everyone's bringing the energy. Open mic poets, please try and keep your slots to 3 minutes. We've caught up on time, and Jason and I consistently keep an eye on the clock. We want to make sure that we meet our promises for everybody and also everyone gets a chance to read. Please use the chat to share your bios, your books and events. Already people have been doing so. Please continue. October is classically, and November, very popular months for things to come out. New books, new bits. We want to see them. Let's support each other. And GPS, and I've shared it above, is a volunteer-led society. Please spare a donation if you can. It does really help because it means that Jason, I, Kate, many of the other hosts can do a lot more, support more artists, widen the voices, and make sure everyone's being fairly treated. Or if you can, consider joining society membership. It's a little bit up from when we started, but do stick it in. And announcements, the next two Crafty Crows. 2nd November is the Celtic, got it right this time, Celtic double headline event with Nicholas McGawley and Finn Hall. And then the 4th of December is Beth Brooks as headliner. And following the energy of my dear sister and linking up to my dear sister, I wasn't going to do a piece, but I feel like I really should. And there's only one fitting one, which is yet another incredible Black female artist. You all probably have seen Precious, which is based on a book called Push, which is based on a writer called Sapphire. And Ramona Lofton, this is a little ode to her. Sapphire Black. Gaze upon the stone-hearted soul that stays grey instead of gold, shying away from dire and staying stun-lipped against terror, for fearing the label of shiny, undeniable, forceful, unagreeable sapphire girl. For sapphires push for trouble. They redouble on scant words said by fools, causing lines to turn heads in shopping malls by consistent, clear-spoken no's. Upset teacups in undereducated table talk, make those saying unintentional oppressions seagulls squawk, splutter, get mad because they just got rebuffed back. Angry met by angry until that's all the Black women are known for. But sapphires are precious jewels. September rocks laid in society's rules that say women don't chat back. They don't glare like that. They don't write poetic manifestos. They are too precious for this cruel world. A sapphire will have none of that. Pulling off her mammy cap, her Jezebel garter, an exotic map to stand pulpit tall, eyes bearing at the back wall, declaring to a graduating class, speak up. You owe your world that. And moving from one strong and sensational sister to one strong and sensational sister. Michi, I'm going to get you your flowers as we introduce, and then the mic and the screen will be yours. Michi Masumi. Michi Masumi is a poet. Michi Masumi is a portrait, still life, and floral photographer, mixed media artist working with AI and digital techniques, and a poet. Their creative work explores the intersections of technology, nature, and human emotion, blend traditional photography with cutting-edge digital artistry. As a poet, Michi adds lyrical depth to her visual storytelling, creating organic experience. Michi's also the founder of the Black Art Hub CIC in Medway, Kent, where they foster a space for emerging Black artists and poets to explore new media and creative expression. And adding to a bio that I would normally not add to, but I have to do it here, she is now running a very, very inclusive exhibition that's opened in the middle of Medway, Kent, while also still doing her study. I said, two incredibly powerful people. Mish, are you ready?
Ready or not?
Here you go.
Good evening, everyone. Visibility. Can you all see the screen?
Loud and clear.
Thank you. The joy is when the struggle to be accepted has reached a place where no one is expelled from society because they simply wish to live their truth without shame or pain. The joy comes when uncomfortable conversations are had without anger and hate. Empathy is the plate in which each of us feed our soul. The joy comes when our struggle is acknowledged and those outside of the community wrap us in safety, for they too want to live their authentic selves. The joy is being visible in a world that wants to close one eye, and we say no. We are here to stay and live our lives in its fullness, dancing through society's maze. I, the woman you see, sat in the drink, past the brink of knowing myself, loving myself, protecting myself. I swam, I dived, and sometimes a dinghy was thrown in to help me survive. Let's keep it real, I wanted to drown. I had given up on life. Why would God save me twice? No one ever asked, why did I drink? Maybe they really didn't want to know. Better to stick their heads in the sink. Blink, and you find me trapped, lacking any chat, lost to the world of trauma. My transportation vodka, the cheaper brand. I hated the bottle as much as I hated myself. I hated the hurt inflicted on me by someone else. The shame covered me with no protection against the human self-entitled gods filled, offering only rejection. Must be a blessing to be the epitome of perfection. Almost 3 years on and I can look back with no shame, no pain. I celebrate the strength and self-belief of surrendering to loving and accepting me. Tea, please. I'm in sobriety. Seems like every year there's new cracks and gaps. I tell myself, don't watch that. Live life like you make a pack. Stand tall, remember you don't give a jack. Make them chat. Gunning for you like raw meat hanging on the rack. Talking to you like you're wacky, wacky, whack. Give them a light, make them bun pan that. Rats. You for stay on track. You can't afford for lack. Your money in this sack. You have to work hard, broke for your back. Their time will come, remember that. Don't get trapped. Make them mouth run like tap. Cause we all know there is always cracks and gaps. I'm now gonna read some non-visual poetry. I know. Did you hear me? I know. Your silence does nothing to convince me. Why can't you look at me? I know what I know is the truth as you stand before me. Did you ever love me? Did you ever care? I want to scratch your eyes out and rip out your fucking hair. I know, I know. Why don't you just confess? Get it off your chest. How many times were you between her legs? Those late shifts will never work. You were burying our relationship in the dirt. I'm done feeling like your goddamn mum. You are nothing but a fucking bum. Talk to me. I need to understand. I promise I won't raise one hand. You've been running around like you own this city, not containing 1 ounce of dignity, only self-pity. You need to call a cab, and don't think of putting it on my tab. Don't you dare try to convince me that this is not toxic. Your excuses are just as cheesy as that bloody packet of Woxits. Bitch, I know you never loved me, nor did you care, because of all the things you've been doing out there. No need to declare, the evidence is so here. Exhibit 1, the long hair, found when I was servicing you down there. Don't try play me by claiming it's our dogs. The only one on heat seems to be you with that blonde. You're still talking crap, bruv. Do you understand? You're sacked. Dry your eyes and pack. Hell no, I am never taking you back. Don't you dare call me babes when you know you used me for gains. This has never been a relationship. We have been driving in different lanes. Get your stuff quick, hurry up and just shut up with your lies. Sorry, you know you are not that clever, boy. Who does your friggin' tie? There ain't no conundrum, no Dungeons and Dragons. I say it aloud so you can hear, real loud and real clear. I know. This is my last one. The bloody complexity of the human race. At times I just want to shout in their face. Put the kettle on and grab a slice of cake. Clearly you've got nothing good to say. The continual we know better, we do better, we get better is getting on my nerves when we all know that life is full of curves. This obsession from day to night to distantly observe is constantly causing some of us to sprout out things that are so absurd. I wouldn't and I couldn't is the soundtrack for some folks every day. These self-imposed hierarchies are a form of social destruction in every type of way. Can we not allow someone's lived experience to be heard and leave the judgment on delay? Errors and mistakes are no longer considered. Everything is here and now. A quick response must be delivered. Your 10 extra likes give you joy and relevance. Raving in your lack of tolerance. Gaining status for making others feel insignificant. Put the kettle on and grab a slice of cake. And only speak when you got something fucking positive to say. Thank you. I did have a last one, but I don't know if we have time.
Jason, do we have time? Or do we need to?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Go for it, Michi.
Thank you. Dressed to impress, no sweat. Satin with a low neck. Straps falling down, deep red lipstick party in the lounge. Beers on ice, wine in the fridge. Wish I had bigger tits. Legs all shaved, toes painted, body needed to look sculpted. I got this. Mario is the soundtrack. He's gonna be digging on me, and I'm sure as hell gonna be digging him back. Hair pinned and ready to go. This burlesque is a nasty show. We like to ride, I like to sigh. Ain't shy, what I get you can't buy. Vanilla and chocolate is the scent of the night. I'm gonna remind my man, yes, he sure does do it right. High heels and some cuffs, no shame in a little tickle and a little rough. Role play, foreplay, any game. I love me some hide and seek. I'm owning my crown, yes, freak of the week. Thank you. And sorry about the bow. Sorry.
You're fine. And look at the smile. You did it. And you kicked it. And you should read the comments. I'm proud of
going
you.
off the roof. Sorry.
Hey, and this is the magic of what we do. You get to live, you get to speak. It's a pleasure, my darling. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, with the warmth of joining Michi into our community. You
Thank
absolute
you.
angels. I wish I could do more of a kind of like a quick clap, but read the comments, Mish. Read the
Thank
comments. Read the comments. See the love, my darling, and don't forget to reshare about everything because, as I said, all that action, all that lifting that you are doing, just like Stacy, to make more opportunities for those after us, and particularly also as you're part of the disability community as well, and the queer community. And goodness
Yes,
gracious, the amount of things we intercrash, me and you, is like unreal, you know.
the
But
first, if I could say really quickly,
please, lovely.
what about the transgender community. The model is Miss Uganda, Trans Global, and she goes around talking to politicians. She's met the Prime Minister about the attacks and murders in Africa because people choose to be transgender. So I decided to invite her to do a photo shoot in front of our co-op. And the idea of that was to talk about people should be visible, and that's why it's called Visibility. And I did a series of the work. So thank you so much for the love, and I apologize about the nerves.
You are fine, my angel. Keep doing what you're doing. And don't forget, for the rest of this month, and I'm seeing you Saturday, so we know this, you just get to do this again and again and again. What I will be doing, like I do with all my dear friends, is keep an eye on your pacing and your energy. Because I know we've got a lot of work between the two of us to get going, but trust, you're fantastic. Ooh. There! That's the energy, Michael. Hey!
Yeah.
And we'll take on that energy because we're about to do Mr. Sunshine here. Ed, poetastic. Sir, can you take that fire? Can you keep us going? Can you roll it? Can you roll it? Can you roll it?
Heck yes. Thank
Yeah,
you,
boy,
wonderful
you know it.
Ray. Thank you for making our Wednesday. Woo! Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Ed Potastic. Fantastic. Please time you can join my rhyme follicle. Sublime. Well, Halloween's around the corner, so I got a couple of rhymes. One short piece, one medium-sized piece. The first piece is called Fingerprints and Cobwebs. Skeletons in the closet, getting sealed by a locket. You could hear them call, clawing inside our walls, clacking without end. The pale whispers transcend, the secrets written in our bones. They make our hearts sink as stones. The ghosts haunting us, trying to make them oblivious. The spiders' weavings of the past, wishing the innocence could last. Hiding the pale skulls in our chests while resting to get some rest. The bones howling at midnight, holding on to our hearts cold and tight. Keep murmuring it will be okay, but the door is getting weaker every day. You can't let sleeping bones die. They're screaming in the corner of your eye. Thank you. And this other one is called Green-Eyed Monster. I'm a monster, but I'm timid, not monstrous. I clutch only roses, daisies, and violets in my fist. I know look sickly green, unhumanly tall, and simply dubious. I don't eat people, but mainly vegetables and fish. How did I came to be in my spontaneous misery? I heard it's alive, then my body felt jittery. Moving my body was slippery and trickery. Only mumbles and grunts were my delivery. My whole body's made from the dead. Yes, you heard what I said. I still feel their memories and emotions inside my head. I hear cries, laughs, curses, and moans when I go to bed. My memories are pieces flowing to my mind, the mementos of the dead that are not left behind. Our lives, fates, and destiny, even our bodies are entwined. I'm their mumbling and stumbling unholy guide. I'm Frankenstein. No, my godly father is. No, it's not joy divine. It's not my name, but his. It's his name, not mine. I'm the no name, and he's the science whiz. I asked my father what was my purpose. He started showing me complex notes. He simply says I'm an experiment he wants to promote. He said out of all his failed experiments, he loves me the most. Father then made me a feminine undead lover. I adore tender moans with each other. A new shade of warmth for this grotesque monster. After her death, I still suffer from a pain I can't recover. At a moment of rage, I broke out of my remote cage. I stumbled to a vivid and green stage, a new lively and vibrant page. The fluffy creatures and tiny dots were strange. I met a little girl by the pond. Her dress was colorful with hair so blonde. You stared at me, curious and odd. A new beginning of our strange bond. She laughed and gave me a little tiny flower, the fragrant scent with her warm shower. I'm her friendly, green, and unique tower. It was nice experiencing something so sweet and sour. I heard a voice. She smiled and waved at me. She said, "See you again when I'm free. I'll stay here, resting beneath a tree. It will be me with the plants, animals, and bumblebees." I woke up. There she was, my dearest friend. We're going to have fun over again. Let's play tag, hide and seek, or pretend. A loud scream transcend. A mad scream, "Honey, get away from that thing." His zero tongue did hurt and sting. The sharp rock started to fling. I left. His rage still ranged. I ran to a abandoned house. I was quiet than a church mouse. I heard my doubts, but I heard shouts. They kept me in while I wanted out. They hold pitchforks high with fire in their eyes. They howl at the empty, dark, smoky sky. They scream while their torches rose high. The flame burned everything, including my cries. Damn my enormous, large, enormous feet. I could never be normal or discreet. I could never indulge in something sweet. Oh, fire bad! The raging, painful heat. My regrets spewing from my blackened lungs. I'm the king inside the sun. The embers feasting away my eyes and tongue. My body is slowly becoming one with the crumbs. The painful flames are burning at my crying flesh. But my blackened corpse gives you bright relief. The nameless monster responsible for your inner tormented mess. I love my short life, even if it was chaotic, misunderstood, and brief. Thank you.
Hey, I love it because as you detached your voice, everyone was going, "Hey, well, this is a new version of Ed. We love this." I am gonna keep on rolling forward. We don't have our Julian, but also Jason said, just make sure we're catching on time. He's gonna skip it. We'll see if he gets time on the way round. But because someone else called you once this, I've now decided to as well. But Professor Ian, are you available? And would you like to take a mic?
Yes, yeah, right. Sorry, I forgot the mortarboard. I didn't open the gown. Right, okay. It's a bit of a reunion, isn't it? So I haven't seen some people for ages and ages. So nice to be back here. So first one is called Natural Currency. Sun dappling the fresh green of leaves on a punky tree on Blackgrave Street, standing guard over the Blackgrave Arms, a refreshing touch of colour spreading their benign shade over the paved way, cracked by sharpened shadows cast by the slanting rays of autumnal sunlight. Inside Cafe Nero's, the hard light is softened, broken up by the mottled shade of a pair of maple trees acting as columns marking the entrance to my temple of refreshment, my regular stopping off points during my occasional forays into the centre of town to imbibe coffee and croissants. The changing intensity in the quality of light lends a variegated effect to break the monotony of this harsh urban streetwear, where our senses are often battened down by the hard glare of concrete and glass. In this natural currency where light and shade vie for supremacy, the one thing you can put your money on is that things won't stay the same for long. My final piece, under a series I've called Millennium Sonnets. This is one I just wrote today. So, if you like, for I guess coincidentally for Black History Month, I wrote it for Kemlyn Tambat, the Between the Lines session on Friday, which this week's theme is justice. So this is Justice Part 2. When Rosa Parks stood up for her civil rights, she did so by remaining sitting down. refusing to give up her place for some white lady who thought that because she was not brown-skinned, she could order Rosa to vacate her seat. But Rosa was having none of it, refused to budge, resisting. She would not be beaten by false justice. She would not be abused. You see, justice cannot readily be defined by passing arbitrarily some bad laws, as truth will eventually rear its head and catch you out, and you will surely find yourself in the dock, confronted by the flaws in your case, putting you in your place instead. Thank you.
Professor! I do love that. I'm going to stick with it. And I know it's not even mine, it's from Raw. But also, you need to read Sir Gerald Ray. That was amazing. Especially because I realised you're a Reading gentleman, aren't you, sir?
I am. Yeah, I kind of gravitated down here. I rolled down from the north west and finished up.
Hey, we are Rolling Stones. You live where I initially grew up, or near to where I initially grew up. I was a Basingstoke lass. So
Put
it's
a
like,
plaque up for, put a plaque up for you, Genevieve.
oh, they should. Well, they will. I don't want to force this one. Anyway, this is a conversation for after the show. Let's move on. Let's move on. Can you tell I'm saying, Graham? Well met, may I say. First time I'm meeting you.
Hello.
The mic is yours, and how do you do?
Yeah, hello. If you all got 2 poems for you this evening. The first is called Golden Days. The golden days of autumn's crown, leaves that have changed from green but not yet fallen to the ground, shining in the sun while clinging, holding on to summer's dream. Someday the storms of winter will come, however it will not be today. The clouds have stayed away for now to keep with them the wind and rain, allowing the seed and fruit to come maturely to their own conclusion. Glory brought from the summer bounty, now the crown of autumn has come, bringing the golden state of time. Thank you. And the second one I've got was originally written for a good friend of mine, and I know she won't mind me reading this to you. It's simply called For Sam W. When I doubted myself, you told me I could. A friend that came beside to back me, believed in me when I did not believe myself. You helped me to feel that I could achieve. When I doubted the person that I could be, your friendship accepted the person they saw. You told me that I was wanted by you when I doubted that anyone would want me. So thankful I am of a friend that chose me when I doubted that friendship existed. You showed me that I will have someone, even when I deserve it. When I succeed, I know you helped, showed me that I am able to be better. Then I am able to conquer my doubts because of the faith you have in me.
Hey, very nicely brought round, may I say. A wonderful celebration of your friend. As I said, lovely to meet you for the first time on mic. You may have met some of the other family, and actually, as Professor Ian rightly put, it's a bit of a reunion. Actually, we've kind of took over the deck of a lot of people who haven't seen each other in a little while, so it's actually a lovely time to join. Hello, and moving on down with that, Pulaski. Hi, it's been a while.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, last
Okay,
time
I
was
was
a year
having
ago.
I was having problems with my microphone earlier on an earlier call, so I just wanted to make sure. The first poem that I would like to share is a poem titled Soldier. I am a lion, born of a beautiful legacy, with pride in my heart and fire in my soul. I fought for all of us, but find that I am redlined, torn, worn, threadbare, but not defeated by shadows of darkening skies. Inside me, voices roar, thunder rising from stealing shackles. I stand with my ancestors, shouting, shouting, shouting. I love my Blackness, my people, my history, my country that has not always loved me. And the last poem I will read is titled The Writer. She is most beautiful in these quiet moments of struggle and mystery, breathing life into characters and stories that will touch a woman on a beach a world away, or move a busy, broken man beyond the tears of the boy inside. She is a silent master who wrangles wild winds with words written in the language of stars, crafting tales that inspire a young girl to change the world, to spark the imagination of a new generation. I stand in the doorway, undetected, watching this visionary creature, lost in her beauty like a schoolboy, a lovesick fool, waiting to share her world. The amber hours of evening cast a luminous spell. A new dream fills her head. She drifts away. The light of her magic fills the room. She is a writer, and I am in love.
It's a joy to hear your cadence again. I think it's been literally a year since I last saw you, and it was attached to a different show altogether. Great to see you again, mate, honest. Keep me updated on things you're doing. Rolling on, lifting to the esteem, because of a very old joke that's also a year old now. It is the Sir Gerald of the Kells, Lord of the Round Table. Take it.
Not yet, sir. It's called Mayor Angelo. I wake up to hear your voice on a television documentary from the night before. It is a gentle voice, a powerful voice, a soulful voice. It has a dignity that will not die. It is a voice to wake up to. It reminds me another day is coming, and the day that is coming deserves respect. Thank you. I'm going to read a slightly more humorous one. Before I do, up in Edinburgh, when we were up in Edinburgh, we went to the Poetry Library of Edinburgh, of Scotland, which is great because they were doing this. It's fantastic. There's this book which is called Moon Tell the Truth, which is poems by children from Gaza. And I'm just going to read you one of their short poems, which I really wish I'd written, but it's fantastic. Eyes are for looking and seeing sun. Tongues are for greeting and saying fun. Legs are for walking slowly and also run. Heads are for shaking with friends, not for shooting gun. Sorry, hands are for shaking with friends and not for shooting gun. So that's, yeah. If you get a chance to get hold of that, Moon Tells the Truth, a fantastic book of short poems by children in Gaza, shows how resilient they are. Anyway, I thought I'd finish by lightening the mood because Clive will be very serious. So I thought before we had that, I was looking on my, I went into my spam folder and I can't, you get loads of stuff. And there was one for Fungus Therapy Pro. And before I'd realized, I got rid of it. And I wonder what it was afterwards. So it's called Fungus Therapy Pro. And if you're eating your dinner, not good. Looking in my spam folder, I find an email offering me Fungus Therapy Pro. I deleted along with several others, enticing me with free gifts from well-known supermarkets, life insurance bargains, and other dubious temptations. I do not look at the email content for details of this mycelial, good word that, mycelial offer, this miracle working medicinal breakthrough, But afterwards I wonder, would I have benefited from fungi inserted into my person one way or another? And should I have been so quick to dismiss the potential professionalism of this therapy, a cure-all, perhaps scientifically developed from the leftover ingredients of spaghetti bolognese, some carefully conceived linctus or lotion whose predecessors were staples of medicine shows without which blues singers might never have learnt their trade, and Coca-Cola might not have been invented. There's always a chance, you see, that things might have got better if I'd just taken a punt, that a toadstool elixir might have staved off disease and discomfort, even provide a healthy snack when later harvested, that the boat ride over the Styx, the inevitable final cruise, the final safari to where mushrooms are no longer available, might have been put back. Alas, I'll never know, since I failed to investigate Fungus Therapy Pro. Afterwards, I think, maybe it's just something to do with toenails. And on that note, I'll turn you over to the much more serious Clive Oseman.
Sir. Not sir by title given by a king or queen or any other majesty, but by noble spirit that you chose to read a poem of a voice that we will lose if we are not more careful with our people, and then decide to bring it round by laughter and toenails. Sir by spirit, sir. Sir by spirit. Now for the county parish. There is one rule when it comes to Crafty Crows. In opera, you wait until the fat lady sings. That'd be me. In Crafty Crows, it's not over until Clive burns down the microphone and has us all bent over laughing. So, Clive, take us home.
Hello. Okay. The funny thing is, I very nearly did do serious tonight. But then I slapped myself in the face and realised that I was being stupid. So, sorry. I have got a bit of allergy, so I hope I can get through this. Okay, so some of you will have heard this. And it's all about the importance of getting people's names right. I mean, personally, I'm Clive Oseman. I don't give a shit what you call me. I hate the name Clive. I think it sounds like an accountant in a tank top and an old Volvo estate or something. And as for Oseman, well, it reminds me of my family, and that's just too much. But obviously some people do care, and understandably so. And this is called What's in a Name. Imagine if it had been licorice who flew too close to the sun. All sorts of things would be different. If the philosopher Plato had relationships named after him, oh yes, it's a Plato-Nick relationship, would sound entirely normal. If dubious Caesar had led Roman armies, would anything have changed? Imagine a musical called Squeeze Us Twice, Superstar. How would Judith and Harriet figure in it? Could King Senseless Bastard have been George III's inspiration? It would explain a lot. What would have happened if Fellatio Nelson had lived? Would we have seen Napoleon blown apart? How different would the world look now if Christopher the Numnuts had explored? And how was Captain James cooked? The incredibly prolific Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart would have composed considerably fewer masterpieces. And the Goon Show would have been very different with a hairy threesome. Eunuch Powell would not have had the balls to spout shameless racist shit. Rivers of blood. That's what happens when they chop your knackers off, mate. Board Toucan would have been found. He couldn't fly too far. He would have had a large bill from his lawyers and still would have been caged. Maggie Flasher may have been arrested before she could crush the unions. Squirrel Smith would have been an actual rodent rather than just being called a filthy rat. Imagine if selfish Presley had told Colonel Parker to sling his hook and kept all the money. And on the subject of music, would people have listened to Attila Black or Peculiar Clark? What if Bingo Star had won so much at the game he never played the drums? And as for modern politics, Phony Blair and George Daft as a Brush were pretty well named. Now we have the era of Gone Astray Gump in the States and Deer Farmer in the UK, with Fishing Umac no longer causing a stink. And still, the world keeps on turning. We just have to hope that Hadda Beer Putin remains reasonably sober and doesn't press the button. If only Rotten Rhymer had dedicated his entire life to writing terrible poetry. Thank you.
You know what? Well held. Bear in mind you were dealing with it. And also then having to trip over the words, but that is one of your wordsmithy tricks, pun master. Well, we are at the end of our show. Well done, you glorious humans. Talk about burning down the house. Absolutely sensational end to end. May I ask you to all open up your mics and thank our two leading stars today, Stacy Ardis Dyson and Michi Masumi, and of course, behind the scenes, watching it all and puppeting my strings, dear Jason Conway. Thank you all. Lift, applause, cheers, and also to yourselves, because what a great show from all of you. Woo! I done a lot of you.
Thank you, Stacy Dyson. I'm here from Colorado. Yay, Stacy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Hey, fellow
Thank you, Michi.
Colorado.
Yeah.
And I'm here from Kansas.
Hey, represents.
Yeah, great
Midwest.
features. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, thank you, Genevieve and Jason, for keeping us in order. Or
Yes, yes, yes.
after a fashion.
I was going to say, how dare you? I never keep anything in order.
Well, apart
Easier said than done.
Yeah, and to Clive for not going completely out.
Oh no, it was.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jason.
Jen.
Wonderful night. Thank you.
Yes. It was lovely, 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 lovely. So I'm coming back. I know you ain't asked me, but I'm coming back.
It's done, be done. And
Oh,
as I
yeah.
said, if you are near Kent this weekend, come on down, say hey. And
Yeah.
also, trouble will be afoot. And as I said, Stacey will be overseas just to whack me upside the head at some point. But please keep an eye on all the Tesora action, because there's some good stuff. And Stacey, Nona's just messaged me and gone, hey. I was like, oh no, 1 second, I need to message you to say we're a little bit behind on time. But to all of you, thank you. Thank you for letting me do the thing that I absolutely freaking adore, which is being a complete menace on a microphone and no one stops me. But if you are around for November the 2nd, come on down. It's going to be a really, 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 really Celtic show. And keep an eye on everything. Once again, if you do have the opportunity to put a donation in the way, shout out both the Society, Crafty Crows, and Steel Jackdaw. Please do, because Jason works absolutely tirelessly. And for his sins, he'll see me in 2 weeks, because we're going to be doing the festival. Have a beautiful night. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Good night, every humans.